Hello, my name is Margaret Adele, and welcome to another indie book review. And this is a bit of a strange one because I am reviewing the sequel in a series when I have not technically reviewed the first. So, today I am reviewing Apollo by Carly Spade. This is the sequel in the Contemporary Mythos series. However, this is a standalone romance series wherein every book is about one couple. But if you read them in order, you get like little Easter eggs and overlaps between each of the stories. The same characters pop up routinely throughout. I especially liked how at the end of this one, the female protagonists of each of the books met and were in the process of becoming friends, and that warms my heart. But this is a series all about the Greek gods finding female partners and like true love female partners, not like, you know, freaking Zeus. Anyway, I really liked this book. I first found the first one, Hades. Bet you couldn't guess what god that's on Instagram because Carly Spade's got a great marketing game. So I bought that and another book, and I did a reading vlog. So if you still want to know my thoughts on the first book, Hades, I will have that down in the description below. And I realized that the book Apollo was on Booksprout, and I tried to get it. And then Booksprout was being dumb and no one on the site was helping me. And yes, I have considered a rant video, but I don't know. And so then I'm like, screw it. I just messaged the author directly and said, hey, this is the thing. If you'd like a review video, feel free to send me an arc. And she sent it. So this one, bet you can't guess what god it's about. Yes, it is about the god Apollo, who, in the modern world, has decided to have fun being a rock star. He goes by the name of Ace, and named his band Apollo's Sons, because he's got no chill, no subtlety, big part of the character. And he ends up meeting this ballet dancer called Laurel, and if you know anything about Greek myth and Apollo, a laurel tree is kind of like an in-joke, but the book will explain it to you if you don't know, which I really liked because I feel like this one explained a little bit more than Hades did, which might be because in the modern zeitgeist, Hades is a much more talked about figure than Apollo. But regardless, this is definitely a rivals to lovers, which I don't usually like. However, the dynamic between the two wasn't rivals to the extent that I genuinely disliked the interplay. It was a lot of sarcasm. I do wish there was some scenes from Apollo's point of view. I thought the same thing of Hades. My favorite romances tend to have dual points of views from both people. And you could argue that you don't do much from Apollo's point of view because, oh, it's supposed to be a surprise, like the reveal of his godhood, but like, it's the entire conceit of the series, so like it's a non-reveal. The only thing you're really on the edge of your seat for is how the human is going to react to this news. But in general, Laurel is this ballet dancer, and Ace comes in as the like guest dancer in this new modern ballet. I had so many Center Stage vibes, and I don't know how many people know that movie, the ballet movie from like the early aughts, Center Stage. I love that movie. I will often just watch it and then skip ahead to watch the ballet at the end, and so much of Laurel's character felt like she would fit in with that movie. I read on some of Carly Spade's marketing that she was a dancer for 20 years. It did not say like ballerina, just dancer. However, it does seem like she knows what she's writing about because I did not understand a lot of the words they used to describe the dancing at all. I know some things. I know like what first position is and what a pirouette is, and I kind of know that stuff. I did like how the dynamic between the two was very different from the first book. If you read this book on its own, it will seem like a lot of other romance novels with the woman making a point of being not interested and the man being surprised that this woman isn't interested when women are usually interested in him. Although in this instance, like, there's actually a reason for it. In this universe, like, gods tend to naturally draw attention even if humans don't understand who they are. So it is rare when a god comes across someone that's, like, totally immune to their charm. It's brought up in Hades. So it seems like it would be like so many other romance novels. However, in the first one, with Hades and Stephanie, the female protagonist of that one, it was a total reverse. Like, Hades was just a brooding, sad boy that was just sitting at the bar, and Stephanie was the one that, like, kept seeking him out. So while the dynamic might seem very standard for this series, it's actually a different dynamic than what it's done before. But the world building in general with the interplay between the characters is super fun. I especially love, like, when you're meeting a character from Laurel's point of view, because again, the entire book is from Laurel's point of view, and you know it's supposed to be a Greek god, but they don't go by the regular names. So it's like, okay, what Greek name is kind of like the name that this character has, and there's all these other, like, little Easter eggs to Greek myth. So, like, if you know a little bit of Greek myth, you kind of, like, start piecing it together and be like, okay, which god could that be? And then fortunately, usually they will then translate it and be like, this is the Greek god that person is. But you see a lot of the characters that will end up having their own books later, like Apollo or Ace was first in Hades, because ironically, the protagonist of that book is a gigantic fan of the band, and I love that so much. And then you also meet Mars, or Ares, who will be the very angry boy protagonist of the next book. And you meet him, he's an MMA fighter, which is awesome. But in general, just all the little kitschiness. I love kitschiness in books. It is nice that it is so lighthearted, because I read this book the same day we went to pick up our new foster placement, who is a newborn. So there's now a newborn in the house with all of the madness that goes along with that. So I needed something light and kitschy, and this fit the bill perfectly. I didn't read it all in one day like I did with Hades, but again, newborn, I read it in 2 days, which is, I mean, it's still pretty good. So anyway, Carly Spade has a definite light-hearted and easy to read writing style that makes it kind of just flow through. There are sex scenes, but nothing too dramatic or too specific, too descriptive. Like, you very clearly understand what's happening, but like direct anatomical parts aren't mentioned a lot. So it's like that kind of, yes, it's a sex scene, but also like you could probably get through it even if you don't usually like that kind of thing. I also like in this realm how the whole big thing is, you know, if these humans are going to be with the gods, they have to become immortal themselves, or else there's no point. But in this world, they also have to take on, like, a role beyond that. Now, in Hades, it was kind of obvious. Persephone had divorced Hades at that point. She'd finally, you know, been done. So, obviously, if Stephanie's going to become immortal, she must also become Queen of the Underworld. It's kind of like the trade-off. This one, it was not as immediately clear what her job would be, what Laurel's job would end up being. And I kind of like that aspect where when they become immortals, it's not literally just for the sake of the god they're with. There is something usually within their character that lends their talent to whatever their immortal role ends up being, and they become, I mean, these first two, a goddess in their own right, which is really nice. And again, I made a joke in the reading vlog, but like, I low-key want to see Hestia get her say, because she's such an underrated goddess, and I just feel like she would be cottagecore. And I just really want a cottagecore Hestia contemporary mythos book. So, Carly Spade, I'm pretty sure you're going to be watching this at some point. And I also, yes, brought this up in the reading vlog, but like, maybe? Can I has? Regardless. I very much enjoyed it. If you like nice, lighthearted romantic comedies, I would highly suggest this one. If you're a dancer, maybe the terminology won't go over your head as much as it went over mine. But I would give this book 5 stars. Highly, highly suggested. I think you might love this one. So I am still open to review requests, very quickly getting full because I have no self-control. But anyway, if you would like to send me an email for a review request, that will be down in the description below. My review policy is also down there. Please be sure to give that a read through. It answers a lot of questions and saves us a lot of time. And with nothing else to say, I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.